Hi guys, I'm Cherry and this is my first ever YouTube video. If you happen to stumble upon it, or if you were tagged or sent it or found it somewhere on the internet, I hope you like it. I hope you would support me. I hope you would retweet it. I hope you would send it and spread it. So I really don't know what these videos are going to be about. This first one is purely about me. It's me introducing myself to help you to get to know me better. You can introduce yourself in the comments. You can DM me. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Snapchat. You can find me on Facebook. You can DM me for free. You can comment. You can comment on my posts, recent posts. You can leave the propositions of what the next video can be in the comments below. I would be very pleased because I really have no idea what those videos are going to be about. I just thought to start the channel, it's not the vlog channel, it's more like let's talk, let's introduce one another, let's share, let's support one another. Please no hate, first of all. Please no hate. If you wish to put a hateful comment, you can do it, but it ain't gonna help anyone. It ain't gonna support anyone. For sure it ain't gonna support me. For sure it ain't going to make anyone's day, and ain't going to make anyone feel better. It ain't going to make anyone feel bad also. It was just waste of your time. For sure it won't hurt me because I had a lot of hurtful things in my life, and it's really not hitting well with me anymore. If you feel that you feel like insulting anyone else, just better don't comment anything. If you feel to support me, support someone else, feel free. But feel free to comment bad things if you want to, but that won't lead you anyway. Just don't waste your time. It's not worth. It's not. So guys, editing Cherry here. I'm just trying to edit the video. It's like 1 in the night now. Please excuse in the video the fan noises. It's hot here, so I can't record without the fan. And please excuse me changing the slides. I actually really have a presentation made for this only video, because before I recorded this video I chickened out like 4 times, couldn't proceed with what I was trying to say, so I just wrote it down and had it like done like a presentation. So I hope you don't mind. It's my first video, so I'm like nervous. So I hope that you will understand. So my real name is Adriana, but I don't really like to go by my real name, so please call me Cherry. Cherry is a character from the first book I wrote. It was never published, but it's very close to me because I put a lot of work in creation of this book. It's a pity it wasn't published, but maybe it will. Who knows? I am 25 years old. I was born and raised in Poland. I am an adopted child. I was adopted as a very small child, and I was raised by a very amazing family. Maybe if they agree, if they wish, you will meet them someday. Or maybe not if they don't want. It's up to them. It's fully up to them. So I love to dance. I love music. I love art. From very early age, I used to dance. I used to sing. I learned dancing. I learned singing. Also, I'm very much into art. I can draw, I paint. I learned painting a little bit later, but I can paint. Also, I learned English at very early age. I wasn't the best student at school, though I was pretty good in English. I never liked science, I never liked math, chemistry, and those kind of things. From a very early age, I wanted to become an actor. I wanted to become dancer in future. I wanted to model at one point. Then I discovered Bollywood movies. As you know, Bollywood movies are filled of with dancing, singing, and costumes and all. So I started getting interested in that and fall through my head for Bollywood, for India, as I thought at that time. So I thought I can make career about that, around that, but as I became more adult and more mature, I understood that that's not an easy thing to do and probably not something for me. I was never a very liked child. I was never a very popular child. I was bullied throughout most of my education. Not very hard, but still it was kind of traumatic for me. At that point, especially as a small child. Especially in late primary, secondary education, and junior high school. I was always happy-go-lucky kid. I was always energetic, moving around, moving a lot, talking a lot. I was very talkative. I still talkative, but less than when I was young. I was much more talkative than that. I'm still talkative now. So what you see now, it's just like maybe 20% of how talkative and how energetic I was when I was a child. One day maybe you can ask my mom and she will tell you what kind of child I was and why I wasn't much popular and much liked as a child. So when I reached junior high school, I very much started questioning my career path, generally my life path. That's what I want to do in my life. That if I want to become a dancer, if I want to proceed art, if I want to proceed music, if I want to proceed with that creative part of me. I was bullied a lot. First, because of low grades that I was getting. I was getting low grades because I wasn't able to concentrate, because I was bullied. So then because of my hobbies, because that wasn't much liked in my friends group at that time, with my peers, it wasn't something that suited well with them, and I couldn't understand it at that point, that they have their own opinion and they have a right to have their own opinion. So I stopped dancing for a while, but I stopped dancing at this point. I tried to focus on my studies, but it wasn't helping. My grades were still failing and my health was getting deteriorating, so I stopped being fit. I started eating much worse. I was never fashionable. I was never about fashion. I liked clothes. I liked bling, shiny clothes, which at that time with my age group was something that wasn't much popular. So I wasn't cool like other kids my age at that time. And it didn't help me that I was attending a very high level school at that point. So I thought I can do well, and I was enjoying it. I was enjoying my classes. I was enjoying having a lot of English. I was enjoying having a lot of people around me. But At the other side, the people that I had around me were not the kind of influence that I really wanted to have. I was coming from pretty good background at that time, but my mom was always a person who was kind of down to earth, teaching me to keep my feet on the ground, don't fly very high. So all the people fly high around you, it doesn't mean you have to fly high with them. You can be down to earth and be fine. But that's what I couldn't do, because they expected me to fly up with them, when my mom was telling me that no, don't fly with them, you should find your own path, don't fly behind all the people. And I'm very, very much appreciating this advice at this point. As I'm elder, I'm looking from the perspective of what I learned later in life. I couldn't make friends. I was very much struggling socially. I was very confident at one point, but another point, all the people pulling me down or pushing me down, and my mom pulling me down, was always making me to feel that I am looked down on. Maybe it's true I was looked down, but that's not a bad thing. And at that point, I thought that being looked down is a bad thing. But looking now from the perspective is, I thought that those people were just flying too high. That's why I was staying on the level where I should stay. They were flying up. So when I was looked down, it was a good thing, because I was the normal level one. They were the one who were up. And that was fake, that they are up. Because were they really up? Were they really higher than me? Were they really better than me? Were they really a better people? Maybe they were. I didn't know it at that time. So I was always different than all of my peers. Not only from my school, but generally around people around me, my age. I always seemed a little bit mature to my age, but I think that I was just listening to my mom more than to my peers. So what my mom was teaching me was coming to my head more than what my peers trying to tell me. So obviously listening to the elders and spending more time with the elders at that time was making me boring for kids my age. Maybe it's true. So I stopped dancing. I stopped pretty much most of the activities that I liked. Then I started gaining weight. When I started gaining weight, they got another reason to bully me and pick up on me. So what they started to do. And then slowly, unknowingly for me at that time, depression started crawling in, the anxiety started crawling in, social anxiety mostly. Depression till the point that it started to interfere with my life. It started to interfere with me being able to go to people and express myself. So my studies stopped being important to me. I stopped looking for a path to become successful, to become happy in life. I just started to go with the flow. I stopped trying to make friends. It was hard for me at first, but at this point I gave up. I stopped looking for people to be interested in me. I stopped asking for people's attention, and I stopped enjoying that attention, because mostly when I was getting the attention, it was bad attention. Means the attention I was getting was bullying, picking up on me, or just simply I existed. I existed. They were happy, They were successful, they were studying, they were getting good grades, they were getting job, they were getting driving license, and I was just existing, thinking that maybe one day I will break out of it. Maybe I have to change my environment. Maybe if I change schools before high school, maybe if I go to high school, then everything will be fine. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. And then I started dating. I started getting interested in boys, and boys started getting interested in me. But sadly, most of the relationships that I was getting was I was bullied in the relationship, or I was the one who was the bully. Means if I found the boy who was stronger with personality than me, then I was the one who was bullied. Means he says I do, but I say and he ignores me. Or it became other way around. If I find someone whose personality was much weaker than mine, then I couldn't deal with the idea that I am the one who is stronger at this particular point. So I was always scared that I will end up using someone for my own gain, just because that person is weaker than me. Because I never had it. I never had the relation where we are equal, where I say and he listens and I do. Like, we both listen to each other, we both make decisions. And it went for ages like that. The same thing, the same relation, just the name used to change. It never worked. It worked 3 years. And at 3 years it started falling apart. Then from that point it never worked more than 2 months. And then that thought got imprinted in my head that whatever I do, I'm not good enough. That doesn't matter how much I try, I cannot achieve anything. That there will be always people who are better than me. Why shall I dance when there are people who dance better than me? Why shall I paint when there are people who paint better than me? Like, I ain't gonna achieve anything. So why shall I try? Is there a point to try when you know that you will not achieve anything? Then I kept dancing sporadically throughout the years. I tried many times to pull myself out. I tried many times to cut myself. No, that's not how it's going to go. Cherry, you can do better. But Cherry never could do good enough. Cherry could do better, slowly, point by point, but Cherry never could be good enough. You are not good enough, you don't practice enough, you don't have grades good enough, you are not good enough for this job, you will never get the job when you are not good enough, you are fat, you are ugly, you are worst, you are end and despair, continue. Because you are not good enough, then why shall you try? When you are not trying, you will not practice. When you will not practice, you will not achieve. When you are not achieve, you are not good enough. And it continued. And it still continues. I'm still in that spiral going down, that you will never achieve anything. You are not worth anything. So I thought that one day something will happen, someone will come, I will change the environment, I will start a new job or I will start a new school, and it will just change. Someone will come, someone will save me. And never, no one ever come. It never happened. After high school, people started getting busy with their own life. They started getting jobs, they started having families. And many people tried at one point or the other to pull me out, to help me to pull myself out. But they noticed that it's never gonna happen, so they just left me be. At one point, my mom noticed, and she tried much, very much, to pull me out. At this point, but when she noticed, I was already too much gone in that spiral. I was already too much gone into the abyss, and the only possibility for me to pull myself out is me. After I left school, I got married almost right after I finished school. The guy I met, he is Indian, and I came to India. I left school straight away, came to India. And I thought that maybe that change of surroundings, that I changed the country, I changed the climate, I changed the people, maybe that will help. Maybe this will make me to do something, because that's something that I was very much interested in. That's something that pretty much my life was all the time rounding about. But it didn't help. I'm still in the same. But at this point, I was determined to make it work. At this time, I told myself when I came to India, I told myself that this will work or you are gone. This has to work. You have to make it work. Doesn't matter what it will take from you, you have to make it work. Because if you don't make it work at this point, then you are gone. You are out into the abyss, and that's it. So I kept trying and finding new things. I will join music class, I will join English class, I will join painting, I will start paint, and it never helped. At one point we even thought that maybe we will start a therapy. No, never helped. At one point, I thought that I found my life, my way of buying clothes, jewelries, wearing good clothes, good jewelries. But then I thought, what's the point? When I am not going out, when I am not socializing, I am not meeting new people, I am not making friends, I am spending most of my time in home. What's the point in wearing good clothes? What's the point in wearing good jewelries when no one sees it? And my husband, he never cared. So I started going for more daily wear things, and I started looking for my comfort. But when it was comfortable, then it wasn't good looking. When it wasn't good looking, then it wasn't good for me, because I wasn't good looking. I wasn't looking good enough. When I was looking good enough, then it wasn't comfortable enough. It was injuring me, or it was leaving scars or scratches or anything. So guys, editing Cherry again. So talking about the clothes, why the clothes are the problem. Clothes, like a cloth, I have a lot of allergies. So especially here in India, in Indian climate, it's hot most of the time. So I have to wear cottons. If it's like a little bit mixed fabric or polyester, it's leaving me rashes or scratches sometimes. And about the embroidery, if it's same, if it's not fine embroidery, if it's artificial embroidery, it's leaving scars, it's leaving scratches. So at this point, back in the abyss, I mean not back in the abyss, still in the abyss, I stopped taking care of myself. I stopped taking care of my physical health, mental health. It just got worsening to the point where I would just lie in front of the TV 24/7 without any really interest of changing anything. Because what can I change? I'm not good enough. What can I do? I'm not good enough. Can I dance? No, I can't dance because I'm not good enough. I'm not looking good enough. I'm not dancing good enough. I don't have moves like other people. Can I paint? No, because my painting are not good enough. Because Cherry, everyone becomes a Picasso or I don't know, some famous painter at just one painting that you paint. No, they don't. No one does. No one does. I mean, there are people who do it, but for sure it's not me. And I couldn't work in India also. I couldn't proceed any career in India because I was here on dependent visa. On dependent visa you can't work and you cannot study. So I needed I needed the OSC card, or I needed student visa. Student visa to study, card to work. But it was perfect for me. That I can work, I cannot study, I cannot go out, I can go to people. That's fine. No people, no bullying, I'm fine. Right? I'm fine. No, it doesn't work. I'm not fine. Still in the same abyss from so many years. Just keeping down and down and down. I'm not happy where I am. I'm not happy with myself. It takes a lot for me to do even this video. I chickened like 4 times. Even with the intro, I checked 4 times. And at this point, I understand that there is no other way to help myself than to find the flaw and try to remove the obstacle and go forward. But why effort? Why not to make people see the struggles? Because the struggle is real. We all struggle. It's not only me who is struggling. There are people who are struggling much more than me. So I thought to open the door to this communication, that there is a problem, that the kids that are not achieving or are sometimes even overachieving, but they are not happy, they are not satisfied. Is it worth? For the people who don't have any ambition, they don't see the path in their life where they want to go. I thought I will open the path for you. You can tell me, you can communicate with me. Maybe we can make it work together. Anyhow, I will do it by myself. Just you can tag along if you wish. At this point, I am 25. Almost 26. In January next year, I'm 26. So if I don't start now, if I don't change it now, then I will waste more than a quarter of my life just because of someone said, someone did. Future plans. None. I don't know what this channel is supposed to be. I think it's not supposed to be a vlog or it's not supposed to be a supper channel or just me venting out. It's supposed to be a way for communication. It's supposed to open the gate for everyone who thinks they struggle with the same problems I am struggling. Though you say that, but Cherry, you are not struggling, you are fine, you are beautiful, you can be successful, you can do whatever you want. I know that. But it finishes on knowing. Because at this point, you tell me I can do it. But at this point, I will start finding thousands of other reasons why I can't. Because I got used to finding the reasons not to go forward so much that the habit is not being able to be broken. But you can become a translator, you can become a guide, I can become whatever I wish to become, and I know that I can achieve it. But I'm not good enough, but I'm not pretty enough, but I'm not having good enough personality, but there always will be buts. So as I said at the beginning, feel free to DM me, feel free to look for me on whatever platform you wish. I'm everywhere. I'm from Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, obviously. I'm on Twitter. I'm open for every way of communication. Whatever you want to tell me, you can tell me, you can tweet me, you can tag me on your tweets, you can tag me on your videos on YouTube, you can tag me on your shorts if you wish. And see you guys in the next video. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Thank you very much for all the support. I hope that you will keep supporting me. Bye.